Hello, my name is Jay and welcome back to my Tech Vault. Today we're going to be reviewing and talking about the Logitech G300s. Now this is a gaming mouse. Now, if you tell from the title of this video, I've called it the best gaming mouse for young kids. And there is a lot of truth behind this. So personal experience when I was a little bit younger is actually the mouse that I use. Now, obviously my hand has gotten a lot bigger, and that's kind of the main problem, is that it's really designed for these small kids. And now I'm not going to, go out and tell you, it's bad because, you'll outgrow it. This is a really good size for most people. But, look, comparing it to other mouses this is actually $10 and now this is officially down to 20, and the mouse that I have is like a $40 mouse. It kind of makes sense that for me to be using a bigger mouse. But I want to talk about my personal impressions on just this mouse because it's got a lot of features that makes, especially in the games that, Fortnite, some of the popular games that are popular among young kids. Minecraft, for example, I actually had a lot of stuff set up back when I used to play that. So this has a lot of buttons. Now, kids especially, when I personally, I'm just going to talk from personal experience. I'm 17, by the way, so if you're curious on how old I actually am, that's the actual number. So it's not that long ago when I was playing Minecraft and playing with these games, and I really prefer the option just to be able to go through and click on the buttons. Now you're wondering, well, why would I want to click on these buttons? Because you can set up all these buttons to do individual things. So for example, you can go to town clicking on, so you can set your bandages or something in the game, like you're drinking your boosts in PUBG, all set that to individual buttons. So every time you go through and you go after somebody, you can just do that with a click of a button rather than having to go through this elaborate scheme of things just to bandage up or something. So the reason why I really like this mouse, and I said it's for kids, is because it's got a lot of the nice options. Obviously it's not like a super RGB mouse. It's not going to have anything fancy. You just change the colors, and you can change the colors on the side that show up, and it's not really RGB and fancy like some other mice. Like this one right here does all the fancy RGB lighting. And I would recommend, if you're, I would say probably around the 10 to 13, 15-year-old range, then you can still go for this. Now, obviously, this mouse is still a great mouse. It's just, for me, it's personal preference. I just couldn't deal with the fact that there wasn't enough support here. Like, I literally have to, kind of bunch my fingers up. When compared with other mice, you've got a nice rest all across the bottom of your hand, and then just comparing to this one right here. So I would just say, if you're out there and you're considering buying this for a kid, maybe somebody maybe somebody else, or maybe they just have small hands, or maybe you have small hands and you're trying to figure out, if you want to, buy this mouse, sorry, a little bit of grammar there. I would say it's a good deal. Especially now it's down to $20. It's a great deal for most people. For gaming, it's pretty comfortable when your hand is a little bit smaller, and of course that's kind of why it's named the S. But I do think just the buttons and the options it has. Now, it's not a fancy RGB lighting mouse, as I already said, but it does really keep a nice, firm. I've had this for multiple years now, and it's still high quality, looks good. There's a little bit wear and tear on the rubber on the sides, but that's kind of to be expected. And besides that, I mean, it's still a great mouse without a problem. And I mean, there's of course other mice, if you want to get a full all across the hand look, or a nice click, or even this one right here, a nice quiet click, then there's also lots of different mice you can go through and do. But for this one is by far the best one for young kids, just because of if you have a small hand, you're looking at a great mouse. So I'm going to wrap up for today's video. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, give it a thumbs up. And as always, check out my channel for other cool tech-related reviews, news, videos, on talks, I guess, and answering Q&As and stuff. And without further ado, as I said, thank you.